I'm here in Santa Monica with my dear friend Warren Bennis, who I feel very close to you, Warren, even though we're far apart geographically, and I only get to see you now and then. But I'll never forget the first time we met, which was on this kind of funky private jet that past the church at Willow Creek, one of these Christian mega churches, had sent to fetch me. I was in Mendocino,
yes,
and I guess you were in Santa Monica. And
but that was the first time.
This was the first time we met, and it was just the two of us on this plane for hours going to somewhere in Illinois. Once we started talking, I had no idea where I was. It was like time and space morphed.
I remember that.
It was one of those flow moments. And that really was the beginning of the conversation that we continued several times when you were at Cambridge at the Center for Public Leadership. That ended up leading us to co-author the book Transparency, about the need for candor in organizations. And that was very meaningful in those years because it was the Bush years. When everybody was going crazy that there was no transparency in government.
03 or 02, something like that.
Yeah, exactly. We had a lot of very deep conversations after that. And I've realized now, having read Still Surprised, that I'm one of a long series of people that have been lucky enough to have conversations with you. I think part of it is because of how you describe yourself. You use a very intriguing phrase, a first-class noticer. What do you mean by that?
Well, I'll tell you, I have to confess, I stole it, that phrase.
Okay.
I wish I had, but I think I credit him in the book. I'm sure I did, Saul Bellow. He was writing a semi-memoir of a relationship he was having with, you'll remember, his last name is Bloom, not Harold of Yale, but at Chicago in the School of Ed, and he wrote about the decline of education. Anyway, he and Saul Bellow were very close friends. And in this sort of, what do you call it, a memoir, it was a novel, but it was a roman de clef. It was about real people. And a reviewer reviewing the book, which was called Ravelstein, noted that Chick was really Saul Bellow. He was writing about his relationship with this Bloom fellow. And it was a very close, not a homoerotic relationship, but very close. In the novel, Chick was referred to in the novel by Bellow as a first-class noticer. And I think having wished I had written that, still, it's a marvelous phrase, and I'm glad you picked up. I wish I could teach it. How do we get people to really pay attention to the important things? Why is it that some leaders seem to be, how shall I say it? It's not fair to say paranoid and think that's but enough concerned about the social intelligence to read the cartography of all the elements, constituents, call them stakeholders, that you have to take into account. How do you, because when you think of this world, and just think of the issues on the president's desk at this moment, with and if you include Libya, with at least incredibly serious encounters overseas, with an economy that's gone south, now just picking up.